All right, so welcome everybody. We're going to go ahead and look at two problems together on the Unit 4 Day 1 homework. So what we have here is a function. It's a sine function. And hopefully we all remember about our generic equation. So it's y equals a times sine b of x minus c plus d. All right, so this could be sine or it could be cosine. It does not really matter. The equation is going to be the same. So we have number 3. I notice that we have a 2 in front of theta, so I need to factor this out. So I need to rewrite this as y equals, okay, so I need to factor the 2 out, right? So I'm factoring the 2 out, and now we have theta minus 30 degrees, okay? So that's going to be inside of the parentheses, then plus 3. So this is A, that's B, that's C, and there's D. So using my acronym, that be, the vertical shift, since it's plus 3, we're going up 3. The amplitude is from the middle to its highest or lowest point. That's going to be 2. The phase shift, so this is our new equation, right? We rewrote it. It's theta minus 30, right? So that minus 30 means it's right 30 degrees. And then our period, since it's in degrees, we have to do 360 divided by our b value. So 360 divided by 2 is 180 degrees. Now you take that 180, right, you take that 180 degrees and then you divide by 4, okay? So what is 180 divided by 4? That is 45, okay? So it's 45 degrees. So you are going right 30, and then you're adding a 45 each time. So 30 degrees, 75 degrees, 120 degrees, 165 degrees, and then lastly, 210 degrees, okay? Because you need 5 points. And then, since we're going up 3, I'm gonna write my 3 here, and then draw a dashed line along the 3, right? Because that is our vertical shift. And our amplitude is 2, so I need to look at that 3 and add 2. That's going to give me 5. And then I need to subtract by 2, right? So 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, so we're dealing with a sine function. So we are going to start middle line, right? We're going to start at the middle. And since this is positive, right, so we're going to use our top, right, the highest top, then back to the middle, then the lowest, which is 1, and then back to the middle. That should be the sine function. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. We have one more problem to look at, which is number 4. Okay, so I see that 4, right? Let's just rewrite this. So it's y equals -2 sine, like that, and then plus 4. Okay? Because I really want to make sure that we understand that there is a negative in front of our trig, right? So it's -2 sine. So whenever you see that negative, you need to remember to reflect, all right? Okay, so let's go ahead and figure out our A, B, C, and D, all right? So that's A. That's B right there. That's 1. We have C, and then D. So VAPI. Our vertical shift, it's +4, so we're going up 4. Our amplitude is always a positive number, right? Amplitude is distance, so it's a 2. P, the first P, stands for phase shift. So notice that we have a plus 20 degrees, right? So if it's plus 20 degrees, then we're going left 20 degrees. So left 20 degrees. Second P means period, right? So since we're in degrees, we have to do 360 divided by the B value, which is 1, which is just 360 degrees. Now we take the 360 degrees and divide by 4. 360 divided by 4 is 90 degrees. Okay? So, where do I begin? Well, since we're going left 20 degrees, we don't want to put our first tick mark there. So left 20 degrees, that should be on the negative x-axis, right? So here, okay, you don't put 20 degrees. You actually put negative 20 because we are on the negative x-axis, if that makes sense. And then what I need to do, since we have an increment of 90, I have to add 90 degrees each time. So negative 20 plus 90 is 70 degrees. And I'm going to add another 90, which is 160 degrees. Add another 90, 250 degrees. And then one more 90 to go. That's 340 degrees. Okay, so again, you need to have 5 points on the horizontal. All right, so now we need to go up 4. Our amplitude is 2, so 4 plus 2 is 6. And then 4 minus 2 is 2. So I need to make sure I have a dashed line along the 4 there. It's a sine function, so we're going to start right in the middle. Use a different color here. There we go. We're starting right in the middle. Oops, not the right point, right? Because we're starting left 20, so it should be right there. Okay? And since it's a negative function, negative trig function, we are going to go down below the middle line. So the lowest point, back to the middle, to the highest point, then back to the middle. Your function should look something like that. Okay? All right, so you have all of these things here. So we have stuff in radians. We have these problems over here. All right, you know what? I'm going to do another one. I'm going to do one with a cosine and in radians. So we have number 2, y equals 1 plus 3 cosine of x. That's going to be in radians. I can rewrite this as y equals 3 cosine of x plus 1. Okay, so we have an A. B is 1. We don't have a phase shift, but we do have a vertical shift, which is our D value. So if I go ahead and write our acronym, VAPI, pretty cool. V, we have up 1. Amplitude A, that is 3. First P, which is our phase shift, we don't have. Our second P, which is the period, we're dealing with radians. So it's going to be 2 pi over our B value, which is 1. So it's 2 pi. And then I take the 2 pi and divide by 4. And that reduces to pi over 2. Okay, so we don't have a phase shift. That means we can start at 0 degrees. Okay, and then we are going to add a pi over 2. So 0 plus pi over 2 is pi over 2. Then what's pi over 2 plus pi over 2? Well, that is just pi. And then 2 pi over 2 plus pi over 2 is 3 pi over 2. And then we need one more because we have 4 points. So our fifth one, 3 pi over 2 plus pi over 2 is 4 pi over 2 or 2 pi. So we're going up 1. Okay, so we're going up 1. And then our amplitude is 3. So I need to do 1 plus 3, that is 4. And then 1 minus 3, that is negative 2. Okay, so here is negative 2. And I'm going to adjust the graph a little bit. Okay, I think that looks good. We're going to go ahead and dash the middle, which is at 1. Okay, so we are dealing with a cosine function. So we're not going to start directly on the middle, okay? So here's the thing. What we need to do is whenever we have a cosine, we start at the highest point, okay? So we're going to start at the highest point, which is 4, okay? And then at pi over 2, it's going to be on the middle. At pi, it's going to be our lowest point, which is negative 2. Then we're going to go back to the middle, and then to the highest point. All right? So here, this is what the graph should look like. So if the trig function is positive, right? So it's a positive 3, it should look something like that. However, if there is a negative, so if it was like y equals negative 3 cosine of x plus 1, then the graph is going to reflect, and it should look like that, okay? So it should look like a weird-looking mustache right there. So if you have this, instead of starting up top at 4, right, then you would start down below, the lowest point, which is negative 2, and then you do all of your work from there, okay? So hopefully that will help you, because I'm looking at number 7, and what I'm saying right now is going to be helpful when you do that problem. All right? Okay, see you later.